I'm not sure we needed to see that. Last year they suffered that agonising semi-final defeat. Now England have another chance to win the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. It starts this week, live and exclusive on Sky Sports, and James Cole is here to talk us through. Good to see you, James. It's interesting, isn't it? We saw what happened last time around, but that seems to have motivated England, you'd have to say. They've been excellent since the last World Cup. What's behind it all?
They've taken on a more attacking approach to their 2020 cricket. Head coach John Lewis had just come into the role at the last World Cup. He's had 18 months to work on this attacking approach, and we're starting to see it take fruition. This summer, we saw England beat Pakistan 3-0 in the T20 series. We saw them beat New Zealand 5-0. And this graphic shows you where they've been since that World Cup defeat. Highest win rate percentage of all the teams taking part in this tournament at 75. But importantly, if you look at the average runs per over, 8.14, second only to Australia, that just demonstrates how England's new, more attacking, offensive approach to T20 cricket has started paying off. And that's what we're going to see, hopefully, at this tournament.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, talk to us about the tournament itself, because it has been moved, hasn't it, just recently to the UAE. Just tell us why that happened, and might that shift of venue suit England, do you feel?
Well, there was unrest in Bangladesh. There were violent protests, so the ICC made the decision last month to move it from Bangladesh to the UAE. That won't change a great deal in terms of conditions. It'll still be hot, dry. The pitches will favour spin. We know that will help India, but that could also help England, because England's spin trio, as we can see there, Sophie Ecclestone, Sarah Glenn and Charlie Dean, are among the best in the world. And that graphic shows, since the last World Cup, just how well they've done. All three of them in the top 7 in the world. Ecclestone taking 29 wickets, Glenn 26 and Dean 21. So that bodes very well for England in spin favourable conditions. Yes, that will also help India with their plethora of spinners, but England will fancy their chances in those conditions in the UAE.
OK, then, in terms of the players themselves with England, then, who's going to have to perform in order for England to raise aloft the trophy, do you think?
Sophie Ecclestone will be one of England's key players, left-arm spinner. She has been sensational. She went to the top of the World T20 rankings back in February 2020, and she's been there ever since. She became England's leading wicket-taker in women's international T20s this year. She sits 4th on the all-time women's list in international T20s. This tournament potentially is made for her. Spin-friendly conditions. Ecclestone will be England's key. Another key for England, key player, will be Nat Sciver-Brunt, another all-rounder. If she shines, England could do really well indeed. She's been, again, in sensational form. The last Cricket World Cup, she scored 216 runs at an average of 72. She averaged 60 for the Trent Rockets in the 100. And with England only taking one out-and-out pace bowler, her bowling could be really key as well.
OK. We want to take a look at the groups now, because I was looking at them earlier. England are in Group B, aren't they? They're alongside Bangladesh, Scotland and South Africa, as we've been saying, knocked them out last year. We don't want to remind them of that. And, of course, the West Indies as well in this group. The top 2 in each group go through to the semi-finals. England's first game is on Saturday, and that's against Bangladesh. Should we take a look at Group A as well? Sri Lanka, obviously, who are in good form as well at the moment. Pakistan, New Zealand, who aren't. And 2 serious heavyweights as well. We've got India and Australia. There are a couple of players here as well you wanted to highlight, didn't you? Yeah,
this is considered the tougher group, so England have got arguably the favourable side of the draw. They'll all play each other. There are 4 other teams in the group. The top 2 go through to the semi-finals. The winners play in the final. But Australia, the key player for Australia, the danger woman, if you like, will be Ashley Gardner. She is an all-rounder, an off-spinning all-rounder. She can score runs at 3 and 4, really aggressive batter. She's integral to this Australian team and is seen by many to be a future Australia captain. Watch out for her. We know Australia are always strong. If she gets firing, we could be in for some trouble in terms of the Australians, but she's a really key player for them. India are the second favourites for the tournament, and their danger woman is Depti Sharma. She's another off-spinning all-rounder. She was one of the outstanding players in the 100, 212 runs in 8 matches for the London Spirit in the 100. 5th highest run scorer in the women's IPL. Again, spin-friendly conditions. India have never won a Women's Cricket World Cup. If that's to change, Sharma will be key. OK, you talked about Australia just finally, serial winners, and they've obviously dominated the T20 World Cup both historically and recently. So do you think anyone can stop them? There are signs, potentially, that the chasing pack is getting closer.
OK.
Australia have won 6 T20 World Cups. They've won the last 3, as you say. England have lost them 3 times in the final. But since that win 18 months ago, they have shown frailties. England beat them in the T20 series in the Ashes last summer. They also lost at home to the West Indies and South Africa. So there is hope. That said, they are phenomenal. Talent throughout. Bowlers, batters, you name it. They are the odds-on favourites to make it 4 in a row. But England will fancy their chances.
England are going to win then, yeah?
Not going there.
OK. All right. Thank you ever so much, James, as always. Look, you can see every ball of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup live and exclusive. Coverage of the first game begins 10:30 Thursday morning on Sky Sports Cricket.